Yo, what's up, y'all? I haven't seen you guys in a while. How y'all doing? My toes missed you. You can see some paint on my toenails. That gives you an idea what this video is about. Bam. It's 350 right here. So let's make this short and simple and sweet, or whatever, however the fuck it goes. All right, I installed the wide body on this car. What are they? Fiberglass Mafia flares. And I also did the paint. So let's go into the wide body first. So these Fiberglass Mafia flares, they actually fit surprisingly a lot better than I expected. There's like a few gaps here and there, but it's not even that big of a deal. I mean, kinda, but it's not really. Only if you're like super fucking picky. But if you're that picky, then you shouldn't be buying cheap ass flares anyways. So there's that. The material is pretty thin on the flares, and there's a couple waves here and there in the flares. I guess that being because it's thin, so fiberglass warps sometimes when it's too thin. Overall though, they're pretty smooth and pretty even. I mean, that's really all I have to say about the flares. They don't fit amazingly, but for how much you pay, they fit pretty nice. All right, let's go into the paint. This was a backyard paint job. Some of y'all may call it a fucking hack job. I don't know. I don't call it whatever the fuck you want. I did it in my backyard. I bought Harbor Freight tools. I did buy a real professional gun. I use a DeVilbiss starter light. So just to clarify a couple things. Main thing, I was on a time limit on installing the wide body and painting majority of the car. So I wasn't able to do everything I needed to do to ensure like a really quality job. This was a backyard job. It was painted in my backyard. No booth, no nothing, you know. So there's flaws like dirt and bugs and shit. I had to paint the panels a couple times. And so yeah, me being on a time limit, that means I had no time to really cut and buff, and I kind of suck at it. The customer knew it wasn't going to be a perfect job, so that's not an issue. There are runs here and there. Overall though, the job is fucking beautiful. It's a million times better than what it used to be. I'll throw in a picture of the before picture, or yeah, I'll throw in a fucking before picture of what it looked like. I don't know if I have the actual before picture, but I have a picture of me with all the body work done to it, with it primered and shit. I painted that flare, the KBD side skirt, that panel, this trunk, that flare, this bumper, that quarter panel, the whole trunk, that flare, this door, KBD side skirt, that fender, and that flare. I didn't touch the hood or the roof. Reason being, he has a carbon hood, and I just wasn't paid to do the roof. When I got it, everything was a different fucking color, a different shade of red, and surprisingly I got it to match. So before he sent it to me, he had some random ass dude do it, some hack job, you know, worse than me, and that guy painted it fucking as many different shades of red as you could think of. And he didn't even prep any of the bumpers properly. Like, that shit was flaking off. It was fucked up. I had to do body work on it. I did fiberglass work. It was just you know, it was kind of annoying, but you know, I did some shit for free to help out the homie. The door had like a fucking bullet hole in it, like right there ish, or a pellet hole. I don't know what the fuck. It was a hole. I fucking passed that shit with fiberglass and blocked it out. Yeah, KBD side skirts. I made sure the paint's super fucking flexible, or else I would have cried if that shit cracked, because I think I spent about $1,500 in materials just to paint this car, because I had to paint a couple shit 2 or 3 times because it wasn't coming out good. And that being because it's a backyard paint job. You know, sometimes you're gonna get big ass fucking bugs who just want to come and ruin your day and just fucking swim all through the fucking paint. Then you gotta sand it back down and redo it. But you know, it is what it is. It's a learning experience. At the end of the day, I just wanted owner of the car to be happy. At first it started out like, hey, yo, I'll install the wide body, I'll do some paint, I'll make a good amount of money. And towards like the middle end of it, it was more like, fuck the money. I just want this dude to be happy. I don't care how much it costs me. So that's why I did extra shit. I charged him, you know, a little less, even though, you know, I barely made any profit. Doesn't really matter, because I felt like the money I was taking was already a lot, and the amount I was charging was already a lot. I didn't want to keep charging him extra, so I just took it out of my own pockets and just, you know, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do to make the customers happy. Not everything's about money. But yeah, overall, the job, I give it like a 7 or 8 out of 10. It's good for a daily. It's nothing what a show car should be. You know, if it was a show car, I would have rented out a fucking booth. I would have done everything a lot differently. Only difference between a booth and doing it outside, again, is all like the dirt and shit you get. And the space, like my backyard is really, really tight in some areas. So the way I had to shift my gun, I was just gonna get runs no matter what. So yeah, he just needs to cut and buff the rest of the paint, and it'll be sexy as fuck. He has a guy to do it. You know, he knows he's gonna do it. He's cool with doing it. We agreed on doing it. That's not a big deal. I tried to do it. It didn't work out that great. He wanted me just to sand the paint and leave it ready for buffing. I started that, and then I decided to go out for him again, or go all out for him again, no homo, and try to buff it out, but that didn't work. So now I'm at the point where, you know, I'll just fucking leave it like this, and him and his boy can do the sanding and buffing work. But yeah, guys, just an update on what I've been up to. I'll probably make a how to paint video using Harbor Freight shit soon. Harbor Freight, however the fuck you want to say it. Potato. Damn, I gotta look mad as fuck. Yeah. Peace.